Welcome. It's been a while since I've made a video about basketball, but because almost every day there's talk about where is LeBron going, and so I have to comment on that. The first thing I'll say is that it's great for the media, so I'm quite sure that this is intentional um, because it's a time when there wouldn't be that much news, about basketball. So by LeBron, drawing this thing out between him and his agent, it's good for the media, and I'm quite sure the media loves it. And, because had he said, where is he going? Then that's it. There's no more news to report, right? But every day it's like the soap opera, who shot JR, right? So that's what's happening now. Almost every day you're looking to see where is he going? Where is he going? Where is he going? And every station, every sports channel talking about where do they think he's going? Where is he going? And even when people start to narrow down on where they thought he was going, then pops up his agent, Rich Paul. Rich Paul throwing a monkey wrench in that because everyone was like, oh, he's going to Golden State, right? So if everyone is certain about that, the talk ends, right? So he throws a monkey wrench, right? Comes with a video with his whiteboard talking about all of the places that he could go and the reasons why he could go and the reasons why he would go and so forth. So that was very interesting. Instead of letting people continue to think that he's going to the Warriors, he threw that monkey wrench in there. And then when he did his whiteboard, he threw Golden State way up in the corner, without even mentioning names, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, anyone, he wasn't showing, the connections or the interests, playing in the Olympics together and so forth. He just threw them up in the corner. And Max Kellerman, he actually brought that, you know, focus onto it. He brought focus onto it, saying, well, why is that up there in the corner? Is that to throw us off? He said, it's my board, it's my board. You can think what you want. So to me, it seemed quite obvious that it's a smokescreen. And he was trying to get people to stop thinking that he's going to the Warriors, or at least to keep people guessing, because it seemed like everything's pointing to the Golden State Warriors. Because one, he was dodging the questions and making a joke out of other statements and saying, "It's my board. You can think what you want, right?" And yet, Draymond Green didn't pick up his contract. He didn't sign it, and he made it clear that was so that we can keep our options open and ability to improve the team. So it seems quite obvious. Everything is pointing towards the Warriors. Also it's still in California, not in Los Angeles, but still in California. That makes it also attractive. He also talked about that, LeBron also talked about that he wants to enjoy himself. And obviously he enjoyed himself at the Olympics. He enjoys playing with Steph Curry. Draymond Green is his friend, same clutch client. So everything that he talks about, even it's the most money that any team can offer as well. So everything is pointing towards the Warriors. When people start talking about the best fit, well, the best fit is not the best money. It's not the most money. And also, he's not going to have fun with people he doesn't know, people that he's uncomfortable with. You think he's comfortable with James Harden, even if the team was structured in a way that they could possibly win. And James Harden has shown that he always, doesn't in crunch time, get the job done. You know, um, so even though, Cleveland was his home, is his hometown, he already got the championship there. There's no need to go there back to try to get another championship. He doesn't have to try to do that. And, you know, it looks clearly right now that whoever gets, that's not pretty clear either. But right now, the Knicks, still seem to be the favorite. And it's hard for anyone other than the Knicks to actually beat OKC. The Spurs is still gaining experience. They may actually get back to the NBA Finals if OKC hasn't figured out how to deal with them. And they did get some big people, so some tall guys to perhaps deal with Wemby. So the point is, if LeBron is chasing a championship, then the easiest bandwagon to jump on would be OKC, the Spurs, or the Knicks, which I would cancel out the Knicks because they won. Uh, and possibly Cleveland, being that they at least made it to the Conference Finals. But that seems to be a tough one still. So if he really wanted to win a championship, it would be the Spurs, OKC, um, you know, or the Knicks, and I would say the Knicks would be out. And of course, Cleveland would be a possibility. If he goes to join Giannis, that's still, you don't know what's going to happen with that. That's an experiment at this point. Do they get the right people around them? 76ers look pretty good, but again, we're talking about is he happy there? If that's what he really wants, as he said, to be happy. I don't think he'll be happy in Philly. So if it's about happiness, and they won't give him the most money either. So it's a tough one, but everything seems to point towards the Warriors. The Warriors could make some noise, and maybe he's quite confident that they could actually get to the Western Conference Finals. But if that's his concern, then OKC or the Spurs will be the two teams in the West to jump on their bandwagons in order to make it to the Western Conference Finals. In terms of the East, then it's still up in the air. You don't know who's going to get there. It looks like the Knicks may get there again, but if he joined the Cavs, maybe they can, make a change and maybe they can change that reality. If he jumped on to the 76ers, maybe they can also. But those are situations where we're talking about him focusing on winning a championship when if he's focusing on being happy and at the same time getting the most money he possibly can, it would be the Warriors again. And, does he talk about happiness off the court or on the court, you see? Because if it's off the court, he wants to be near his family. If it's on the court, then again, it's just a little further from his family, but still in California will be the Warriors. So everything is pointing towards the Warriors. Um, so I would be surprised if it's not the Warriors. And especially the way his agent was dodging those questions about the Warriors, just to keep the media continually guessing. And that's what it seems like. If anyone has some reasons why he might go to a different team, please give them in the comments and tell me why. Because it can't be for money, because the Warriors can give him the most. It can't be for happiness, because he probably will be the happiest playing with the Warriors. All right. I don't think he'll be happy playing, living in Cleveland. Yeah, he could be happy, but playing in Cleveland, no, that may not be the happiest situation, especially if James Harden's still there. All right. So I'll be waiting to hear your comments. Tell me, where do you think he's going and why? But at this point, it seems to point towards the Warriors more than any other team, aside from the smokescreen that everyone is trying to throw out there, including his agent and the media, just to keep us watching and guessing. All right, have a good day, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, right? And to like. All right. And don't forget the weather. All right. The weather is also a part of what his decision may be connected with as well.